Hello. Sorry, do you know about the ideas rejected from the Floral Loop administration?
Yes, I heard some about it. What do you think? Do you have time to discuss it?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Uh, First was the topic about the IT system. What do you think? I think it is the best alternative could be replace the older staff for more IT liter staff. Sorry, for more IT liter staff.
I think that I'm disagreeing with that point because what about with the people that have a key position into the company? For example, the controller. What about the people that have the know-how into the company? I mean, with a specific knowledge. I think that it's better if we keep the K position person. Maybe if it's a new employee, I mean, with 3 or 6 months in the company, you can change. But with the people that have 12 or 10 years into the company, I think it's very difficult to replace it. Know about a specific the IT knowledge, but it's difficult about the know how to bring to the company. What do you think?
Well, I think that you're just considering the short term perspective, but looking at the situation from the long term perspective, your staff will be uh, more prepared in the technical skills. But I know that the current staff is more prepared in the part that the of the
No, the
of
acknowledgement.
yeah, and the soft skills because
Okay.
they don't have the literate from the IT, and they will be in a constant training to develop the IT skills, or in this case the technical skills, to develop the activities from the new IT system. But I think it could be better if we conserve the older staff for the soft skills and the procedures that they are doing from the in in, in this time. Well, I think that it could be better just for that part, but in the technical skills will be a very big challenge to, to train the people because they tend to be older than the new staff that could be uh, pers-
You okay? I have a propose for that point. I agree with you about the soft skill and about you worrying about the technical skill. What do you think if we hire in a company or a specific, a specialized company to do a training into the company just to polish that part of the technical in the technical part, you know?
in the training part. You're referring to the training part.
Yes. So the
Well,
technical part. I
uh,
mean, I hired in a company just to train in the staff.
mhm. Well, I think that people should have an special part for that the training could be developed. But I think that the, the 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 trainer has to be in a part. Well, the trainer has to be really concentrated in the difference between the the new generations, because you have to remember that the current staff is looking at a past perspective, and they have no idea about how technology will be used, and the new system is not only new for them, it is also new for not for ours. And then I think the training will be accepted on, not only for them and only for we too.
Yeah, I know. We can prepare IC course. I mean, in a short time, a dynamic. Even we can share with the staff some technical tests. I mean, not just only for the reading part. I mean, we need to design a specific training to involve both generations, the old generation and the new generation. About the new system, I know that it's new for the company, but in global, we have a partner company that even are using this system. So we can do a benchmarking with them and then learn about the past experience in the company just to reinforce that part that is the technical part that is bad in our company. What do you think?
Well, I think it's better in this part. Well, I think that the best decision that we take is to accept the well, conserve the this stuff already we have. And well, about the financial resources, sorry, I think the to to to, to increase our capital and don't put in risk that one, we can sell our unused property and get bank loan to invest in the new IT system. But we have to consider that the the unused property will be a little complicated to sell it. But we can increase our capital in the time at the time that will be uh, taking more information or capturing more information about the new IT system, if it is flexible and useful for our company to analyze the competition and whatever. I think that is at the same that we'll be selling our unused property and the process to getting a bank loan, we have to be in a market research to get that information and then uh, take or make a better decision. What do you think about it?
I'm agree with you about the finance resource. Even we have some fixed assets available to sell, but it's not a good period for us to sell that because we have the COVID in the country. We have the situation with the company. So I think it's better if we wait to sales or have that upgrade in the selling. So we recover some money that we have in other account. So I think it's better if we have that part for the bank for a bank institution. So about the weight, if you ask it, sorry, but I'm a little lost in the communication. You asking me even if we wait to implement the system or if we implement immediately, right?
Yeah, I think that to implement this system,
Mhm.
we think we need to look at the bigger picture and have uh, a bigger perspective about how is the IT system functioning in different companies. We know that
Exactly.
this IT system uh, is uh, really new. It's completely new, and we don't know if it is really useful for our activity, our business activity.
Yes, I agree with you.
And we have to be sure that it will be useful and if the staff will be prepared
Yes.
and with the disposition to acquire this knowledge and invest time in training, because
Mhm.
it will be like an overtime, and they will be well in the position to take this training
Yes.
to acquire new knowledgement, to apply these knowledgements to the new activities we'll be developing in a future time. Because
Yes.
if the human resources are in this pod, we cannot obligate them to adapt the training, and we'll be investing in a training that the personnel will not able to, or we're not willing to accept. And indeed in that part we will having a complication, and will be to to contract or require new them, and then we have not the well in this part. We don't have many options. We have a range of limited options.
Yes, I know that the necessity is immediately for the company. I mean, the MRP system is necessary for the company. I know that the company started with a small company and family company, but now it's a global company. So the merge of the information is really necessary at this time, but I'm agree with you. It's a big investment about the training. It's a big investment to develop to the staff and deployment in all the department into the company the correct acknowledgement about to use the system. So we need to be very focused to have and hit the level that the staff need to use the system in a correct way, because in the other way it's going to be a mess in the information, in deliveries, and raw material, in the purchasing team, and the human resource. For everybody, it's going to be a trouble. So the next part is the recovery plan for the investment. That is a scenario that needs to be proposed for the financial department. So I think it's a good point for you. So about the hard the hard information or the hard data that could be provided for the other company or the partner company in the benchmarking is very necessary, because it's a know-how that is going to be shared for the other company that is currently using the system. So it's something that is training that was deployment, and at this time is to use it in the company. So I think it's the other problem that you put on the table. So I agree with you in both. So at this time, I'm worried about the time that we need to need or we need to use to do a correct deployment for this system. So is the time, is the money, is the deployment, is the training, is the use, but even is the connection in all the departments with the same system. Now, one that we have, or when did you get the correct level for use the system, the next step is to merge and migrate the information for the old system to the new system, and then correct the information and run the information into the new system. And just to clarify some trouble, some problems, or whatever that is, it's going to be merged in the time that you are running the system into the operation. That was the hit point.
Okay. Well, assuming we decided to hold the older staff
Yes,
to make a new training IT system,
yes,
it will be selling our inactive assets to
yes,
have new capital, or rise our capital to have a more stability, and get
yes,
a bank loan, and you will be uh, putting a 6 month timing to obtain the information, the necessary information to put the new IT system.
Yes, to get a hair data, you know.
Getting information about the investment, about the competition that will be using that IT system too, and the customer satisfaction survey, because the satisfaction is the most important part in this case, because we are uh, updating our system to offer a better service to our customers. And which projects do you think that are appropriate for our company at this time, before to put the new system? What do you think about the infrastructure that we have to have to develop this new project, this new main project that we are setting in this part?
Well, first, I am agree with you. We need to waiting for the data because now we are in middle of the nothing because everything is new for now. So the dude into the company is around the building. So about the fix that we need to consider or the project that we need to consider is in the beginning we need to know if we need a new building or we need to relocate the the staff, if we need a new offices, if we need a little room with a service, because we didn't know, we don't know about the size of the computer, if we need a specific machine, if we need a clean room, if we need a new staff just to do the maintaining to the machine. Now, what about the new product services? Uh, in the I mean, how can I say that? Lo primero que se viene a mi mente, the first thing that I think is what about the person that we need to design a website for the company, because the website that we have at this time is very old. We need to check the compatibility for the rest of the sites. What about the increase of the staff numbers? I think it's a good possibility. It's a big possibility because we need in the entry we need the person that is going to be the maintain for all the new machines, the new website, and the new trainer. 3 person almost. So what is the person that is going to be hiring for the company to have the element inside? What about the merge process for the information? What about the migration of the information for the old system to the new system? What about the new restructuring about that? We need people for that, you know? What about the refurbish the offices? Is necessary because we need to do the division, even the department, even the maintenance, even the machining, even the new hiring people. So we need to adapt the offices, the main in the building, you know. So what do you think about that? You have an extra point about the new computer, the location, the new product. What do you think?
Well, I think that every point that you give is really important, but I think how the resources will be managed, because, well, we know that the resources captain will be from one one part will be trained from the selling of our unused assets, but uh, I think that the bank loan is going to be higher than we expected because we're just considering the IT system. We are not considering in the expansion of building, the relocation, the refurbished offices, the new staff members, and the merger and the restructuring part are more administrative, but I think the resources will be more concentrated in the part of the new computer system, the new relocations or buildings. That I think
Mhm.
it's better to have maybe an office uh, rental external people to have
Mhm.
that space as to train people. Because the training will be not completely necessary in a long term, maybe just for this technical knowledgement that will be that the personnel will be acquiring. But I think that the updating could be uh, upset in our offices, and I think that the loan will be higher than we expected at the first time, and we have to consider how how would those resources will be managed, because
Yes.
the 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 supplier, that will be in this case a bank, will be well, it's going to give us the all money, but we have to have a very good management or administration about resources to have the better results that we are expecting or that we are uh, planning in this meeting.
Yes. I think that what you try to say is we need to see the big picture, and the big picture involves all the departments: the project management, the maintenance department, even the safety department, even the department that are involved in the process, that is the full company. I mean the complete staff. In the beginning, I think that the people that need to lead this project in the research is finance, but even need to help for the industrialization part, even for the project management part. Why? Because are you, as you mentioned, is not only the training. What about the new building? Is investment. What about the new location, even the restriction, even if we need a expansion? I don't know. I need a scenario. I need the finance scenario because I need to check the money and we need to check the numbers. So what about the safety department? We need to be safe in the building, if even if we are going to restrict, even if it's a expansion, we need to know if it's expensive, if it's cheaper, if it's better for us. What about the industrialization part? We need a full picture about that. We need to evaluate the options about the money because it's a big investment. So that part is completely is a finance department role. Even for the industrialization part, we need to check if the resource that we have, even to the shared desktop, electrical installation, gas installation, water installation, bathroom, whatever, we need to check if it's better building a new one or making a new one or conserve the the the, the resources that we have at this point. So I think it's better if we wait almost 6 months just to have the hard data to check the finance resources. Even for the management of the resource, I think it's better if we monitor that part with a Gantt, just to check that the period of time for each activity is completely done in the time that we prospect to do.
Well, you consider any other point to consider
Mhm.
to finalize? I'm asking.
Yeah, tell me.
And
It's a question.
uh,
Could you please repeat your question?
yeah, if you oh, well, if there are any other points to consider, I think that we are
Mm,
covering all topics that we are will be assuming or facing.
mhm.
I think that it is very important to be mentored by the bank and by the trainer that will be giving the information about the new system and uh, getting the information about the market, the competitors market to know how has how the IT system are are well are what about the performance of the IT system in the comparison and the analyzing the comparison from the companies that they are dedicating to the same activity as us and
I,
uh-huh.
I think that all the points are already covered. Just I want to have a monthly meeting
Mhm.
just to check and monitoring the advance that we have in the project. And then if we have some problem or trouble, have to time to attack in the time and
Well,
not even just to accumulate more problems, for the company.
mm, well,
Do you have an extra point?
no, no. I am very good. I think that the next month will be uh uh I don't know, reviewing the points that we will be holding in the long of the this month
Mhm.
to summarize how will be the main plan to take a decision and start working in the market research and to get the information about the IT system and how we'll be selling the inactive assets.
Okay, so we have a plan. So let's do it.
Well, see you next on next meeting, and thank you. We'll be working in this plan in this project, and well, that's it.
Okay, nice to see you. See you in the next meeting.
See you.